A Closer Look is a series on my blog which spotlights young men and women in the world of media, business, and other creative pursuits. This segment shares their story, experiences, and is geared to inspire and help others on similar journeys. In this episode, I got the chance to speak with Prince Loove, a beauty and fashion photographer based out of the New Jersey and New York area.
The reason why I got into photography was because, first of all, I used to assist a photographer out in New York. He was a fashion photographer, and I don't know, just watching how he worked with people and how people reacted to the images. I don't know, it's special. And then one day I actually asked him to borrow one of his cameras to actually shoot my mother, and then I started shooting my friends. And then like the reaction I got when they saw, I'm just like, oh my God, I look so good. You made me look so good. It just made me feel good that I could make other people feel good about themselves. I used to model a little bit, not too much. And like I said, then I started assisting a photographer out in New York. And when I was assisting, I didn't even touch a camera for like a good 3-4 years. I didn't even touch a camera. It was just me. We traveled Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and just I carry the stuff, I set it up, I break it down, I carry it back. That was my job for like 4 years without even touching the camera. What I learned from that experience was that I didn't really learn like a specific genre of photography. I was learning mostly like lighting and the technical aspect of how a camera works and all that extra stuff. And then I got the camera that he gave me. Then I started shooting, and it just took off from there. I took what I learned from experience with the technical aspect of lighting and all that stuff, and I just went my own direction with what interests me in photography. And that was beauty, fashion photography. I wanted to work on my own magazine. You know, I'm a big believer of if they don't want you, you could create your own. You know, I always want to be featured on these big magazines. I always want to, just be a part of what's already been established. And I'm just like, I want to start a magazine where I could shoot models. I could get small businesses, because all these big magazines, they're for big, large companies only. You know, that you got to pay like $15,000 just for like 2 pages. In the magazine. I'm just like, I want to start a magazine where I could do small businesses around the area. Get great models who aren't huge, but still are industry standard models, and get brands, companies that are coming up, and just mesh it together and create this, create iGlow magazine. That was the original plan, and I'm just like, whenever I shoot for clients, they always ask me like, "Hey, Prince, do you have models? Do you have models? Do you have models?" And some of the models that I've worked with, they are gorgeous, beautiful. It's just they don't really have the direction or the quality of images in their portfolio to really thrive in the industry. So I was just like, I will magazine. Why not just do I will models and just manage some of these girls that I work with, because they are industry standard models, but in the industry there's just so many beautiful people that even the most beautiful don't get signed or don't get the opportunity to really make it in the industry. So that's how that started, and the goal was basically to build up these girls' portfolios and present them to agencies. One of the models I used to work with, her name was Alliance Lord. She got signed to MSA, but the goal was definitely to give them that knowledge, let them know what poses work for them, and build their confidence. That was the number one thing, build their confidence to know that they have what it takes to actually be one of these top girls and be a personality, be inspirational to somebody else in their journey. I wake up to about a lot of DMs asking on my prices, and a lot of text messages from models saying, "Where's my pictures?" Just it's everybody wants a piece of you. Me contacting companies, contacting modeling agencies for them to send me some of their new faces to work with, so I can build that relationship with the agencies as well too. That's just in the morning. That's answering DMs, answering emails, and I go to the studio, and if I have a shoot, do what I have to do, and the majority of the time, editing. It takes a long time. I sit down in front of my computer and edit for hours, and it's gotten to the point where I've started to realize that it's starting to affect my sleep actually. So I'm cutting down, trying to put myself on a nice schedule where it's just like, okay, maybe 2 hours before I go to bed, I'm gonna put the laptop down and just enjoy some ESPN or something. And because now it's starting to really get to me, just looking at the screen all the time. It's very exhausting. Yeah, every day is just got to get better, got to learn, got to be more creative, got to find the perfect people to mesh with what you're trying to do. It's nonstop, and people don't understand. People think that I'm just ignoring them. They don't know that I have like 20 people's images I gotta retouch. I got 20 people ask me for this. I gotta answer to this person. I gotta reach out to this person. There's a lot that goes into it. And that's why I feel like some people give up after a while, because they realize how much work actually has to go into it. And with photography, I really didn't start making money off of photography till like, honestly, like 2017. It wasn't because I couldn't. It's because I felt that I wasn't good enough to actually be charging people for what I was doing, because I was just like, I could get better. I could get better. I could get better. And I feel like I've reached that point where it's just that, I feel like I've gotten where I want to get to. I paid my dues. I've done the free shoots. I've done all of that extra stuff. Now it's time for me to, charge what I believe I'm worth, which is a lot. It's just made it so much easier to reach. You could reach somebody in Japan. I shot this model. She was from Japan. I saw that she was in the U.S. and then I was just like, oh my God, I gotta shoot you. And I hit her up. She was gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous girl. And boom, shows up at the studio. If I didn't have social media, I would never have known about this person. She would never have known about me. Social media is a great, great platform to advance one's career if you know what you're doing. Social media has definitely played a major role, and word of mouth as well too. If you do a great job for somebody, they're gonna of course refer you to your friends and family, and then then you have clients building up on your client list. Social media is huge. Without it, a lot of people's career will be over. I feel like the respect for photographers has gone down. I feel like the industry is just saturated, because it's just become so easy to buy a camera and put your name in front of photography and start a business without really knowing what one is doing. I've seen a lot of people, they go buy the camera and everything, then they put up a price on Instagram, $50 shoots, $50 headshots, $50 this, and the people that really learn the craft and know exactly what they're doing, it's like now we have to try to lower our prices to meet what they're doing, because of they're messing up the market basically. And with technology too, like the iPhones, like these cameras on the iPhones is just as good as a DSLR. So people just be like, well, why do I have to pay $500 for a photographer? I can just use my iPhone and take my own pictures. So I feel like the industry, as far as photography goes, is overly saturated, just like every other industry nowadays. Definitely has to be meeting the people, meeting the makeup artists, meeting the creative director, the models. It's just you get exposed to so many great personalities that it just makes, I don't even consider it a job. It just makes the experience of working with a team, it just makes it so much fun, and building relationships, because everybody that you're working with is a creative person, and everybody's striving to be the best at what their craft is. So working with like-minded individuals is great. Makes the work go faster. Great product being produced, and when one goes up, they will reach down and help you come up too. That's how it is. That's the type of team that I try to build, and the money's really good too if you know what you're doing. That's hard. The campaigns with Bahi, those are always fun, because I have a lot of freedom to do whatever I want, because they really trust me and my vision and the team to create wonderful images all the time. I would say I did this fashion shoot with this model named Brianna, beautiful girl, and as you know, like I'm mostly focused on beauty and stuff. So once I did the fashion, I got a stylist to come in, and it was so fun. It was so fun because it was out of my element, and the model was just so great, and the team was just so great. And then the pictures was just amazing when they came out, when I finished with them. That had to be one of my favorite shoots just because it was different from what I've usually done. I just want to create images that last a long time for whoever I work with. I want them to look back at it and remember the moment, remember the time, how it happened, when it happened, and so they could stick with them. I want to create iconic images that people could tell, hey, Prince shot this, wow, Prince is really good. And that's my ultimate goal. I want people to recognize my images off the bat, and I want them to have a feeling towards the images. Photography will always be in my life. I always tell myself that I don't want to be one of these old photographers that be having the fanny packs and be having like 30 lenses on them, and then they just walking around trying to take pictures. No, that's not me. I have different ventures that I want to pursue as well too. I consider myself an entrepreneur. 9 to 5 is not for me, so things are gonna fall into place. One thing I learned is that when you stick with something and you build on it, later on, other things, other doors, other avenues open up for you to do other things. I'm gonna stick with it till those doors open, but photography will always be a part of my life. Watch their favorite model. Every photographer has their favorite photographer, every model has a favorite model. So watch your favorite model, read the magazines, look at the poses, because people just think that a beautiful face is that's it. You can have a beautiful face. I've shot a lot of boring, beautiful faces. It's just like, oh my God, there's so much potential here, but it's just you don't know what you're doing. Learn the craft, learn the industry, like have strong knowledge about the modeling business, period. Learn your poses and be on time. That on time thing is very, very, very huge. Like I stopped working with some people because they always show up late. It's just like, now if a client asks me, hey, do you have a model and maybe want to work, I can't even refer you to them because you're going to cost them money because you're going to show up late. Just for all the new photographers to just take it seriously. Don't make it a quick money gig, Just take it seriously. If you want to be a great photographer, take it seriously, learn the craft, and you're gonna be fine. What do I do on my downtime? I like to be around my family a lot. Like my sisters, they're very supportive, and my brother as well too, very supportive. And it's just being around them is just always so fun. Hang out with my line brother, and I'll go over to his house and play video games. Just getting away from everything. It's good. Food. I love cooking. Give me some nice wine. Go to the store, buy whatever I'm gonna make, and then it's very relaxing watching a movie. I'm very like to myself, so I could do a lot of. I don't need like a whole bunch of people around me to be okay. I could just be at home, relaxing by myself with my wine, and just kick it with myself. You could send me a message on my website, www.princelove2os.com. On my Instagram at AO__Prince. Or you could text me. You can't text me. You can't text me. Do not text me. The worst way to get in contact with me is through DM. It's just like, oh my God, it's just so bad. It's like it just gets pushed down, and just email me. Email me, go to the website. That's the best way. That's it. Peace of love.
Peace, love, and care.